Correspondence at kermodeandmayo.com. What else is out?
Nimona, which is in cinemas now in a limited release and then on Netflix from June the 30th. Based on, and I hadn't heard the phrase but everyone else, but science fantasy graphic novel by American cartoonist Andy Stevenson. The source focuses on Nimona, who's a shapeshifter, who's an anarchic force for change, who teams up with Ballister Blackheart to overthrow the dominating institute. The source went from being apparently a high school hobby to a web project to a senior thesis to an officially published work in 2015, which was then optioned by Blue Sky. And then the option fell down when Disney bought Fox and Blue Sky ceased. Blue Sky? Empty Sky. And the whole thing collapsed and then was picked up again by Annapurna and now on Netflix, but in cinemas. Directed by Nick Bruno and Tony Quinn, who made Spies in Disguise. Riz Ahmed is the voice of Ballister Boldheart, formerly Ballister Blackheart, now Ballister Boldheart, which tells you a little bit about the way the character has changed. Aspires to be a knight. This is a kind of retro future setting, so knights in armor, but science fiction fantasy, as if a knights in armor society has grown up into, science fiction. On the occasion of his knighthood, because he is lowborn, his sword mysteriously turns into a futuristic weapon and does something awful with terrible consequences. He is forced into hiding, having lost and replaced an arm, and meets Nimona, voiced by Chloe Grace Moretz, who presents as a punky young girl, but is in fact a shape-shifting can-be-anything. Here's a clip.
Who are you?
The name's Nimona.
And how did you...
Whoa, yeah! Sick arm! Did it bleed a lot? What? Did they let you keep the old one?
No, let go! What is wrong with you?
Can I have it?
What? Put that down. That is not for little girls.
Little girls? Okay. How old do you think I am?
I don't know, 10? All right, help me out. More or less than 10?
Not a lot of kids in your life, huh?
You know what? No, and I'd like it to stay that way. You have to go.
But I'm here about the job.
Job? What job?
Oh, it's all here in my application.
This is just a bunch of drawings. Very disturbing drawings. Oh, look, it's me. On a rhinoceros, skewering several guards like a human kebab.
Yeah, do you like it? I thought a visual aid would really make my resume pop.
So as soon as you hear Chloe Grace Moretz's voice in that, because of the way the character, there is a touch of Kick-Ass about it. And weirdly enough, they also reprise Banana Splits, which of course appears in Kick-Ass in this. So the design animation, if you were just listening, you didn't see it. There's a lovely moment in that when she says, "Did it bleed a lot?" And she starts to turn her head in this mechanical way that's actually, for me, is an exit.
Is it? I see.
Yes, I think it is. I think it genuinely is.
I see.
But the animation style is interesting because it's computer graphic, but it has an old-fashioned, cell look about it. In fact, weirdly enough, I think in its design, it owes something to Cartoon Saloon, who do, who I'm in love with their work. I think their work is great. I think there is a kind of echo of that when you see that, there's something which is old-fashioned, but also, modern at the same time. It also has a debt to anime. There is a huge section of it which is kind of a riff on the Japanese kaiju traditions of, really, really big monsters doing really, really big monster things. The thing that I liked about it is, firstly, it's fun to watch. I like the visual style. It's very eye-catching. Secondly, I think those two central voice performances are very winning. Thirdly, this is the kind of movie. Had Disney made this movie, as opposed to it passing through and then going to another company, had Disney made this is exactly the kind of movie that Ron DeSantis would have called woke. Ron DeSantis is trying to shut down woke because, one of the central relationships is gay. The heroine is a young girl who can change her identity and her shape. The voice artists include RuPaul, and the source material author identifies as non-binary, transmasculine, and bigender. So this is literally the kind of thing that Ron DeSantis would have gone out and said,
I'm going to go and see this film on purpose.
well, although Disney didn't end up making it. But, it's the kind of thing that is really deeply upsetting for those right-wing Christian wingnuts who believe that everybody should have the right to carry guns and therefore be potentially able to kill lots of people, but not to choose who they are and who they love.
And I think you should put Christian in inverted commas.
Exactly. I mean, it's the best thing about it is it's got all those things, but that's not the reason for liking it. The reason for everyone else to like it, it's a lively adventure, it's a story which is well told. The visuals are very eye-catching. It's got a very good score by Christoph Beck. I really enjoyed it, and I like the fact that it's got all those, it's very much about defining yourself and being who you want to be, and it's very, very open-minded. But the best thing about it is that that's not the best thing about it. The best thing about it is it's an exciting adventure with knights and science fiction and shape-shifting and, these two characters thrown together because of this mad situation, and I enjoyed it very much.
Thanks very much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed watching it as much as we enjoyed making it. While you're here, check out all the other videos because they're cool too, aren't they?
Yeah, and if you want to keep up to date with everything Kermode and Mayo's take, then check out our social channels.
I mean, why wouldn't you?
I mean, I would. I have done.
Excellent.